The exciting thing about frittata is the fact there's no set recipe, because it's basically eggs, or whatever else you have left. For me, the secret of a good frittata is in the sausage. Nice hot pan, onions in. Generous on the onions. Heat, nice and high. Season. Fennel seeds to give the onions a really nice flavour. Everyone's used to cooking sausages whole, but it's a really nice way of using them, taking them out of their thin skin. And what we're going to do is crumple all that wonderful, spicy fennel sausage into the onions. It's going to release all that flavour a lot quicker. Really important to keep that gas nice and high. And the longer you caramelise the sausage, the more flavour you're going to gain. 6 whole eggs. Give your eggs a really good mix. Flat leaf parsley, a staple in Italian cooking. Chop it, quite rough. Some Parmesan. It gives a really nice seasoning. Fresh pepper and a little touch of salt. And then get it in there. Run your fork through it, so when you slice it, no one's complaining they've got less sausage. I'm gonna make it even more Italian by topping it with some buffalo mozzarella. Dry it, and then slice it nice and thinly. Twist it, mozzarella in, and then finally finish it with that Parmesan cheese. Get the top just as tasty as it is at the bottom.
My frittata needs 3.5 to 4 minutes under a red-hot grill. To achieve the best results, always ensure your oven or grill are preheated to the perfect temperature.
She's ready. This is the thing I love about Italian cooking. It's about sharing, but always focusing on the ingredients. Look at that. I mean, it's incredible. A little shake of the pan to make sure it comes out, and then spatula underneath, and just leave it. It's light, fluffy, and it smells incredible. And that, for me, is a dream come true. It's amazing how far you can take 6 eggs and 2 sausages. Wow.
Spicy fennel sausage frittata, my ultimate Italian breakfast.
It's a cracking start to the day. Smoked haddock, one of my favourite fish. Delicious, highly sustainable, packed with protein, lightly smoked. And it's not a dye smoke, there's a big difference. So you haven't got that bright yellow tinge. So much better.
Next, baby spinach.
There's a spinach that's very young, full of zinc, great flavour. Little teaspoon of olive oil, knob of butter. That little touch of oil stops the butter from burning. It looks like a lot of spinach, but it's going to disintegrate almost by 2/3. When I'm cooking spinach in butter, I open up the top of my pepper mill so the pepper becomes almost like sort of cracked pepper, not so fine.
Once your spinach has reduced down by 2/3, add in your cubes of smoked haddock.
Tarragon. It's got that nice vinegary flavour, quite tart. Pick off the little buds from the stalks. Keep hold of these. And great for when you're making a tarragon vinegar. Red wine vinegar, tarragon stalks in. Chop your tarragon into your creme fraiche. Little season. Now, grain mustard goes brilliantly well with haddock. Incredible.
This mustardy, herby creme fraiche will work equally well partnered with grilled chicken.
The haddock's starting to flake because it's smoked, lightly cured. It cooks so quickly. Your creme fraiche. So nice. Now, it's almost like the beginning of the perfect fish pie. But as opposed to putting pastry on top, the eggs are going to bake on top, so you've got this wonderful egg crust. Turn the gas off. Now, just crack your eggs around the outside. Just a little twist of pepper. Get the remainder of your creme fraiche and put a little dollop in between. That adds richness to the egg whites. Into the oven at 180 for 10 to 12 minutes.
Whilst the haddock and eggs bake together, I can knock up a simple spring onion garnish.
In professional kitchen chefs refuse to use the top of the spring onions, but I love that nice dark green flavour. It's less harsh than the white. The smell of baked mustard, you can't beat. That is beautiful. Spinach is almost melted in with the haddock. Now just sprinkle your spring onions. That gives it that really nice sharpness. Wow.
My ultimate hearty breakfast, smoked haddock and spinach baked eggs. So packed with protein and iron, you'll be raring to dive into the day ahead.
Absolutely love it. Why? I grew up with it. There's something very Scottish about porridge. It's that kind of sort of great start to the day. My father used to say, porridge needs salt and salt only. It separates the men from the boys. Didn't really like it. He always insisted salt puts hairs on you. I used to sneak a couple of sugar lumps from cafes and put them in my porridge without him watching.
These days, my porridge has much more flavour than just salt. It's packed with fruit, nuts and spices. Add vanilla seeds to your porridge oats or oatmeal.
Really important just to rub the vanilla through the oatmeal. Makes it nice and fragrant. Now, a little teaspoon of cinnamon makes it spicier, and then nutmeg. Already, that smells incredible. I quite like making this up week at a time, and Jack absolutely loves it. Now, whole almonds. Now, if you don't like that kind of crunch running through the porridge, you can chop these up or blend them to a powder, but I quite like the sort of texture. Hazelnuts, incredibly good, and a really nice crunch. Keep your vanilla pod in there as well. That just gives it even more lift, and of course, once it's baked, just pull it out.
Instead of sugar, I'm adding sweetness with fruit, fresh pears and raisins.
Cranberries are great as well. Chopped apricots as well, dried apricots in there, dried mango. I love dried fruit.
Next, pour in a pint of milk and mix.
This can be done the night before, left in the fridge, and then, a couple of minutes before you go to bake it, add your cream. Now, into your dish. It looks quite liquid, but by the time it bakes, it has this really nice, rich crust on top. And then, just a nice little nutmeg on top.
Now, bake at 180 for 30 to 35 minutes. Then take the porridge out, sprinkle on demerara sugar and grill to create a sweet golden crust.
And sort of glaze on top. Beautiful. Literally for 3 to 4 minutes. Look at that. That makes me feel proud to be Scottish because it's perfect for a big comfort family breakfast. It's rich, it's sumptuous, and it's just a humble oatmeal. Phenomenal, especially in the winter.
My spice-baked porridge with all those nuts and fruit, it's a bowl full of love to start the day.